Hey guys, Joe here. This is the Joe Madden Sports Show. I'm joined today by Kitrick Taylor, former NFL wide receiver, also author of The Quiet Smile, Behind the Quiet Smile. Kitrick, welcome to the show. Your mute is muted there. If you just want to hit unmute, there we go.
There we go. All right. I'm doing awesome. I thank you. Thank you.
I am so excited to have you on. Now, we've done a show together before. I don't know if you remember that. That must have been 4.5, 5 years ago with Tony Russo.
Yes, I do remember that. Tell Tony I said hello if he's not watching.
I'm sure he will be checking out this show for sure. Kitrick, do you want to start by telling us a little bit about yourself, how you got involved with football?
Well, the story goes when I was around 8 years old. It was like our whole family, we had to basically girls and kids, boys, girls, boys, all of us, we played football out on the streets. And even the girls were involved and it was just something to do. It was very competitive. We had a lot of people that wanted to win. So we played every day. We played this thing called kill the man with the football. So whoever's got the football, everybody got to tackle them. So that got addicting. And so from that point, I just said, I want to play football. And then I got a hold of the basketball. And so, and anyway, that's where football all started, right on into the Pop Warner.
Playing that game must have made you a tough kid out there in the streets. How many times did you get tackled really hard, or were you just fast? And was that what gave you those legs?
Well, actually, no matter how fast you were, we got tackled. No matter what, I had people faster than me, so it was just a matter of taking those hits. But I think that's what prepared me, though, for later in life.
Absolutely. So we fast forward. You get drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. What was that experience like?
Wow. A lifetime dream. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. When I always go back to where it all started, I wanted to be, I set the goal. I wanted to be a professional football player or basketball player. But then reflecting, then coming back to when I was drafted, I think back like, oh, wow, I really said it. And this is really happening. It felt great. It was probably the most exciting thing in my life at that time.
So where were you when you got that phone call, Kitrick?
I was at my mother's house in Pomona, California, myself and about 30 other family members, just waiting for when I was going to get the call and who was going to call.
Was your mom the first one who gave you the hug?
Yeah, she was. And she was sitting right next to me. Yeah, she was crying and kept saying, Kitrick, I knew you can do it. And I was in a state of like, wow, I really did it. But yeah, she was the first one to embrace me, and that was a great moment.
Oh, it must have been magical. So we all know that you are known for that famous catch from Brett Favre. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about it?
Sure. As you know the story, Brett wasn't starting. I wasn't starting. Don Mikowski got hurt. He was back. Brett was backing him up. I was backing up Sterling Sharp, who also got hurt in the same game in the last minutes of the game for myself, but Brett came in early that half. But game was on the line, 19 seconds left, and Sterling couldn't go, and I was the guy on the right hand side, and I didn't think he was really going to throw me the ball because who am I? I'm just another guy coming in filling that position. But when I start going out to the line of scrimmage, I lined up. I kind of looked at the defense and I said, "Wow, it's a possibility that I may get this ball because of how they set up." Based on what our play was, and our play was pretty much everybody go deep because we have to score, and let Brett pick and choose. And as I'm running, the defensive back didn't touch me at all. It's like, wow. So now I'm running down the field by myself, and I said, he is about to throw this ball to me. And so you can see it. I didn't see the pump fake by Brett, but all I know is it felt like the lights went out and the crowd went silent, and it was just me and that ball. And then I open my hands, open the bread basket, and I catch the ball, and then everything just lit up. The crowd got louder, and the lights got brighter, and from that point, I was like, wow, this is so great. Like, just to be a part of that, pack of history is just awesome. They talk about that all the way up until today. Yes, it was a great thing, great feeling. Nervous, but great.
I bet it was. Do you remember anything your teammates said to you after you made that catch?
it was more like just good job, man. That's right, good job.
Yeah.
Get ready because you're gonna play more and all this. And I'm like, yeah, I hope so. But they were just congratulating me because of course we won the game, and that kind of like got our the momentum going for the Packers, and so I'm just happy to be part of that. But it was a nervous moment though. Don't get it wrong. I was a little nervous, but I felt great after the game.
Yeah, it must have been one of those incredible moments. I couldn't even imagine, like you said, the crowd went silent in your head. So it must have been just so monumental, so moving. Was your mom at that game?
No, she was not at that game at the time. Actually, she wanted to come down, but it was too cold. So she said, I'll just catch it on TV. So she didn't come down at all.
Okay, let's talk about how cold it gets in Lambeau. That is some freezing weather you get to play in there.
Gosh, I played at Washington State, Pullman. It was cold. I played at Kansas City. It was cold. Even New England at a point, it was cold. But when I got to Green Bay, it was cold plus freezing on top of freezing. It was just crazy. But I learned a remedy, and I may help somebody here. What I did was I put a lot of Vaseline on my hands and my feet, and then I put a plastic sandwich bag on my feet and hands, along with my gloves, and of course along with the socks, and that helped a little bit. But it wasn't nothing I could do. It was still cold out there. It was very cold.
Oh, freezing in Lambeau, that is for sure.
Yes.
Kitrick, you've had an absolutely amazing career. You've been off the field a while now. Can you tell us what you've been doing since before starting this book here?
Well, I was trying to find myself. When I say I was trying to find myself, I knew that this book was in me about 2014. That's when God spoke to me about the book. But that was just something that was on the back burner. But I was trying to figure out where to go, where to fit in after football. And, I went into I was working at McDonald's at one point. I was working there. I was working different places and not trying to be the manager, trying to do certain things. Then I, of course, went into coaching, which, of course, that was my niche because, I'm in sports, why not coach? So I started coaching on a regular basis. And that was it. Like I said, I'm going to give back to the kids. That would be my way of helping. I'm helping, kids and teaching them the game of football. I was also a track coach, a basketball coach. So it was just a great thing to get back in that field. So, and then even that, like say 1999, I believe, I decided to go into it's a group home field, where kids, neglected kids. And I started working there and I just started loving it because, these are these kids that need help. They need mentors. And from then on, from 2000 all the way up until as we speak now, where I've been in the field of helping kids in the group home and just giving back, wanting these kids to get more than what they have.
It is so important to give back to the youth. I know that you are an incredible mentor to so many. Who was your biggest mentor?
My greatest mentor at this time was, let's see. Man, I have so many, but.
And we can have top 5.
Well, it's funny. It's I would have to say that basketball-wise, it was Magic Johnson, just on my way coming up. Then Roger Staubach, when I was young, I used to emulate him, dropping back. And so Roger Staubach was like, great. He was really someone that I watched thoroughly throughout my career.
I love it. Okay. What is your biggest message back to the youth that you're mentoring?
Keep going. Keep going. Most people start off, go to school, get your education. You have something to fall back on. I personally, this is just me. I don't like that fall back on, because right now, as we speak, I'm still 3 classes away and I've been, procrastinating forever. But you really don't want to fall back on anything. Make sure that's, I would say put your eggs in that education basket first, because sports, players come dime a dozen and it's like, you may not make it. So already have that. So if you go like 5-6 years and play football and then you don't have that education, now falling back is hard because now you got to pick it back up. So I would just say, keep going, get your education. And if you do have a desire to go to that next level, if you do have that desire to play sports or to be a lawyer, to be whatever, go for it. You can do it because even through the trials and tribulations, even through what you're going through, and it may not look like you can make it, just go for it. Just do it, and God will allow you to make it through.
Beautiful message there, Kitrick. Okay, so Behind the Quiet Smile was released just last month, correct?
Yeah, my book was released on the 19th of November. Yeah,
Congratulations.
it was a long time coming, and I'm proud. I'm very proud.
You should be
So, yes,
extremely proud of it. Now, if you guys are looking for the book, the link is scrolling below. Kitrick, do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's just my life. It's my journey all the way from when I was 8 all the way up until age 58. My experiences, my true experiences, and it's a transparent read, meaning I gave you stories in there that were real stories that I went through, good, bad, or indifferent, but to learn from. Like if you're, like, say you read a part of my book that I talk about, you can make it even through all the problems that you go through, even through the problems that you create. No matter what, you can still make it through. But the green lights, the red lights. I mean, I tell you, I have a part in there where you're out, you have a study, you have to study. Basically, you have homework to do. Is the club going to take you away from the homework? Type of thing. I allow the club to take me away from my homework, and it hurt me down the line. I don't want to see people like that. But it also talk about the successes. I made it to the league for a reason, because I buckled down and I pushed myself, and I didn't allow nothing, no matter what I did or didn't do, I didn't allow it to stop me. It looked like it was stopping me. People would say, "Oh, well, he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that." But within, I know that God, helped me through, and I wasn't going to stop. So the book is a transparent read. I think it can help everyone. I talk to the coaches about concussions, because these coaches like to do hit every practice, like hit. I'm talking to coaches say you don't have to hit every practice, because in the long run, like myself, you're going to end up with a concussion issue. And to be alert, talk to your kids when they get in the car, parents, after they're practicing. Don't, are they slurring? Are they just going right to sleep? Are they having headaches? You got to learn that as parents, so you got to make sure you understand what's going on once your kid gets home from practices. So I talk about that at the end of my book, just, giving them some tools, to making sure people have a healthy life.
What or who inspired you to write this book, Kitrick?
God inspired me, and it's a part of my first part of my book. As I said, in 2014, I remember like just laying up, and it was unbelievable. Like, it was clear, like, you're going to write a book. I'm like, are you sure? Me? Like, why me? And it was like, why not you? You've done a lot, you've experienced a lot, you have overcome a lot, you have a lot of victories, you have a lot of failures, but here I am. I kept you because I want people to learn from you. And I was like, whatever. Nah, Lord, you can't be serious, right? And yeah, he was serious. So like 2 years later, it came back to me real heavy, and it was almost like start writing. So I got a hold of a ghostwriter, and I just began writing. And as I was writing, I started feeling it, meaning that I was getting calls, like when I talk about portions of my book, of young men, parents calling me and saying that they want me to come talk to them as a mentor. They wanted me to come push them and encourage them because of the route I was going with my book. And it was a great thing. So the encouragement was to, pretty much help people, and it came from God, and I had to be obedient,
That must be an overwhelmingly positive feeling to have these young men looking at you and ask their parents asking for you to mentor them in that way.
Yes, it was. It was a great thing. Yeah. And still doing it now. So this is where I am.
So people are looking for the book. There is a link below, but do you want to explain to everyone where they can find the book?
Okay, I have my website was just released just the other day. My website is HTTPS. You have to put that colon, // .buyktbooks.com. So that's BUYKTBOOKS.com. That's my website. And then you'll see the link there where I also have a link with a link tree that you can just click that link and also purchase or check it out and go from there. But there it is. It's all support. It's all about me at this moment, giving back. And I'm just going to give back in a great way real soon here.
So what is next for you? What's next on this journey?
I'll continue to go as I came back from Green Bay on a little book tour, autograph signing. I'll continue to travel. I'll continue to go forth and yes, signing autographs and pictures, but in the same time, doing my my motivational speaking engagements and encouraging people. And I'm looking at starting a podcast somewhere along the beginning of the 23. So, baby steps, I'm just getting back out there now after my sickness a year ago. I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. I'm just take care of my body every day. But I'm ready to go and encourage and start pushing people and let's get them back on the road or get them back on their feet and so forth.
I love it, Kitrick. You have such a beautiful message to spread to everyone out there. If high schools or anyone are looking to contact you in regards to having you speak to their young youth, how should they reach out?
They can email me at Kitrick Taylor at yahoo.com. I'm probably the only one that's got a Yahoo account, but Kitrick Taylor at yahoo.com. And that's encouraging. Like I open it up. I'll go anywhere and speak to the kids or speak to adults now. Some adults need that push too. And that's what I do, just encourage people, motivate people. But Kitrick Taylor at yahoo.com. And if it's feasible or not feasible, it's money wise, but just if I can get there in a perfect time or fly there, and it's cool, I'll be there.
Okay, guys, make sure you go give Kitrick a follow. You definitely want to hear more of what he has to say. Kitrick, let's have a little bit of fun before you leave here. I got you for another 4 minutes, right? And hold you a little bit longer. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Favorite memory of playing football, other than the Brett Favre catch?
I knew he was going to say that. My favorite memory, I would say, when I was actually playing with the San Diego Chargers, I had a good season there. Literally, like my 91 season was the best season. And, you make different moves. I'm not going to say I shouldn't have went to Green Bay, but, you think back, but I had a lot of fun there and I played a lot of good ball there. So that would be my greatest memory, just being with the San Diego Chargers at the time. So
you played with all 3 of the 4 AFC West teams. Chargers are the best one, right?
I'm going to say that. I better say that right now. Yes, absolutely. The Chargers are the best, man. Yes.
Kitrick, I knew I liked you a lot. Okay, what do you think was the biggest struggle you had to overcome going to the pros?
Oh, man. I think the biggest struggle myself, and I talk about in my book, was having the finances and not understanding how to budget time. I had the money. I had too much time on my hand. I didn't have that mentor or that person, reeling me in. So it was a struggle for me. I hate to say it was a big struggle. Money and a lot of time, it wasn't good for me. It's not good for a lot of people, but I struggled through that. And, now I'm better at it, of course, as I went on, but it was a struggle having that money and not being able to be responsible and too much time on my hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that I really think the NFL has to work with their players, the younger ones coming into the league, talk about that money management for sure as well. Kitrick?
Yes.
Okay. I've asked you a whole bunch of different questions. Do you still have a favorite football team that you follow for this season?
Well, I'm not going to jump off the bandwagon with the Packers. I think they'll get it together eventually down the line. But, as we speak right now, I am riding with Chargers. I'm going with them. They had a great game the other night, and I think they're going to be okay. But every time I make some type of prediction on this type of podcast, it seems like they just go right down the hill. So I'm just going to say, keep on going, Chargers, play hard, and let's see what happens.
I love it. And I bet you Green Bay had the best fan base for you.
Yes. Oh, it was so awesome back there. I cannot describe it, Joe. It's like, wow, you did this, your Kitrick, you did it. And it was like, not to swell my head, but just to know that I've done something to help millions of people. And that was a great thing. And to go back to the Hall of Fame and see that play and all that in the Hall of Fame, not like it.
Must be mind-blowing. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time here on the Joe Madden Sports Show. I wish you all the success success in the world with everything that you have. Going forward with your book, you guys make sure you grab the book, Behind the Quiet Smile. The links will be below this video here. Kitrick, I want to thank you so very much and for joining me here today.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it and I appreciate you. And keep on doing what you're doing. You're awesome, Miss Jo.
Thank you, Kitrick. Take care.
Yes. Thank you.